Hi, I'm Naha Greenholtz. I'm the concertmaster of the Quad C Symphony, and this weekend I'll be playing Mozart's Violin Concerto No. 5 in A major. Mozart wrote all his violin concertos very quickly within a year, but the fifth concerto, his last violin concerto, is his most mature and has a couple very unique features. The marking Allegro aperto is a marking that's exclusive to Mozart. Allegro, of course, means lively. It's a very common Italian term that indicates a flowing tempo. But the addition of aperto, there's some differing interpretations. Some say it means with love or with joy, others more majestic. So we start off with a very typical tutti, and in this time the concertmaster or the leader would also be featured in the concerto, and so there would be no conductor, and so it would start off with all the strings and winds. And it would be a very typical introduction, and then suddenly this same arpeggio sequence comes floating out of the solo violin and appears to stop time. This kind of unfurls over a tutti murmuring. And then as quickly as the mood changes, it switches back to this lively Allegro aperto with the solo violin playing the main theme. And the tutti coming back. And then we move on to the second movement, which is a very lyrical, songful, typical slow Mozart movement, very beautiful melody. It's explored in different keys and develops, and then comes back to the original key. And then we move on to the third movement, which is where the origin of the nickname, the Turkish, comes from. It opens with just the solo violin, and a very friendly minuet, which develops. There's some addition of cheeky grace notes, and things are tweaked here and there to give interest. And the rondo form means that this comes back in several times in different keys with minor changes. Then we get to the Turkish march, the middle section, and alla turca was a device, a sound that was used mostly in opera at that time, and it was inspired by Turkish military bands. And so there's a very percussive element. There's a lot of drama in this section. The strings play. And the basses and cellos use a technique called col legno, which means the wood striking the strings, which adds a percussive military element to it. And on top of this, the solo violin plays variations on this. And then we go back to and the concerto closes out as friendly and inviting as it began. In Mozart's time, typically the cadenzas were improvised by the violinist on the spot, and so were different every time. There are now some more standard cadenzas that are played. I have written my own cadenzas for a couple of the movements, and so it'll be fun to play those for the first time. World premiere. Being a soloist with my home orchestra, the QCSO, is a warm and welcoming feeling. I love performing for our audiences. I know personally so many of our audience members, and it's nice to make that kind of connection.